Look at this gorgeous view. Oh. You know what? I've always envisioned, see these two mountains here? I've always envisioned a massive stargate, a big round stargate. I've always felt that it's like an entry point, a stargate portal. Yeah. Greetings, beauties. It's a shame the clouds kind of disappear when I pop into the screen, but today's actually really warm and hence the flies are out. But I have something to share with you, and I'm not proud of it, but it happened, and I have been analyzing the lead up to what has happened. And yes, I had a slip up. I had cooked food. I even just cannot believe I'm even saying that, but I had it. And this journal of me going fruitarian 100% is for a record of my time of, embarking on this journey, all the good and the bad. And so I've promised to myself to be transparent and as honest to myself about this experience, about the whole journey in general. And yeah, like last night I had cooked food, and I couldn't believe it. I could not believe after I did it that I ate it. And it was only small, like a cupful of fried rice. But the smell, it was at my parents' house. And I understand why I did it, because leading up to this, I know now my triggers on this diet. Leading up to this, I had 2 days of salt on my avocado and tomato salad. And I had 3 to 4 days of eating avocados and tomatoes, like before I added the salt. In the past, I could never go without like this salad without salt. When I've been fruitarian in the past, it's been very rare for me to go without salt in the salad. So when I first introduced avocado back into my diet, midway through week 3, I thought, okay, I don't have salt. The salad doesn't taste like it used to. Now, I am a salt fiend, and my addiction, my past habits where I am really sticky have been sugar, salt, and not so much coffee, because I can give that up no problem, but mainly sugar and salt. I've always been that girl that's had extra salty fries or extra salty food. I'll always put extra salt on a meal. I'm that girl. That's me. And sugar, well, don't even have to talk about the sugar. But that's the sugar, I'm trying to get that so that glare is not in there, but that sugar addiction of mine is triumphant, and with a big capital T, because I mean, do you know anybody else that would have 3 to 4 dessert spoons of sugar, although it was raw, makes no difference, added sugar in their cup of coffee or tea? And this was for years, I think since my Montecito days, 2004. So these were my 2 trigger points. And the first 2 weeks were so easy on raw. Come 3rd week, I introduced avocado, and that's when things kind of changed. I felt myself thinking about sushi for the first time. I didn't even think about it in the first 2 weeks. And I now had that in my salad every day. And then just one day, after like 2 or 3 days of avocado on its own with tomato, I thought I'll just have a tiny bit of salt, just a little bit. Oh God, that just triggered it. And then so every salad from then on, like 2 or 3 salads, if I can remember, because I've had avocado for like the whole week. And then those last 3 days I had salt. this is when, or when I first started introducing avocado, is when I started to feel different. Not mentally, but I was thinking about sushi, and that was it. But it was enough. I would think about the texture of sushi, how delicious it was, me going down to the city to get that sushi. I was thinking about all these sushis, all the ones that I love so much. And then when I added the salt, I noticed that I would be thinking about them like, periodically throughout the day. And I just thought, well, maybe these cravings are just kicking in now. Maybe this is part of the retracing process of, old toxins leaving the bloodstream. I didn't know. But I had also noticed that my walking on this little trek that I do every day, I started to feel a bit sluggish in the knees, in the legs as well. Whereas in the first 2 weeks, I did not feel that same sluggishness or heaviness in the legs. And I didn't feel it. And I thought, I'm wondering if it was just because I went away for the weekend, or I didn't know. And it was hard for me to put a finger on it. Anyway, come last night, I was at my parents', visiting my parents. My mother had to rush out for her job, and I had instructions and was left to be in charge of this food. Well, I had to finish it for my father, and I did, and I was just smelling it and sniffing it, and I thought, maybe I'll just try a little bit, just to see, to make sure it's okay, and I'll spit it back out. Well, I didn't. And then I went for another mouthful, and then I went for another mouthful. Oh God, and once I started, I thought, what am I doing? What am I doing? It's like my hand and my arm just had a mind of its own. This is crazy. And then after, my God, the most painful thing about the aftermath of that was that it was done. I had broken my vow. I thought I just felt so defeated. And I thought, how could I do this? This is a crime. And oh God, I was so hard on myself. And then not to mention how heavy I felt. That oil from the food, and oh my gosh, to have cooked food again, I suddenly felt heavy and sluggish and lethargic and thirsty and all these things that I have not experienced for the past 3 weeks. And I just felt it sitting in my stomach. And I thought, what have I done? What have I done? Needless to say, I didn't sleep well last night. I had only about 4 hours sleep because my sleep wasn't restful anymore. All these thoughts were going around in my head again. I thought, what have I done? This is just, what have I done? What have I done? I just couldn't believe it. Oh God. And not only that, but the difference I felt lying in bed, feeling sick. At this point, I felt sick from this oil and this sludge just percolating in my guts. It was just awful. And I could feel my pulse throbbing, like hearing it through my ears because my body was trying to push this sludge through my body. It just felt so abnormal. Oh, it felt awful, people. It was awful. It really, really was. And I don't think I slept until maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up at 5 o'clock. So I woke up tired. I woke up sluggish. I had brain fog. I had mucus. I could feel that mucus on the back of my throat again. I thought, what have I done? And then, working through myself, look, I couldn't wait for last night to be over quicker. I couldn't wait for this sludge to get out of my stomach. It couldn't get out quick enough. I couldn't wait for the hours to pass just to get it out. Oh my God, people. It was just awful. And I recorded it in a diary, and I wanted to make note of exactly how I felt when that happened. So If I ever feel like that again, then I can look back at that page, at that day, and realize just how awful I felt physically, mentally. Oh God, it felt so bad. And not to mention, I had about 5 bowel movements this morning. I mean, I was happy that it was coming out, but like, this is how much it just affected my body. And like, my poor body just got totally flipped. It's been so pure and lovely for the last few weeks, and then this just came up out of nowhere, and it happened. And I just felt more defeated with myself, that I almost couldn't trust myself that I would do it again. But I have to remind myself, the Fruitarian life is exactly that. For life, it is a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle, and it's natural that in the beginning, in these early days, there are going to be slip-ups. There are going to be, you feel like there are mistakes, but come on, you've got to remember, you have had a lifetime. A lot of us have had lifetimes of being brought up on cooked food, eating these cooked foods day in, day out, year after year after year, and salt and sugar and salt and sugar and fats and dairy and all of this. You have to give yourself a little bit of waiver time, a little bit of a grace period. And so, I've really thought about this morning, and worked through it with myself. As angry and as disappointed and as frustrated as I was with myself, come on, I say to myself, come on, this is for life. You have vowed this for life. You didn't break the vow, but you have vowed to do this for life. And no matter how many times you have to brush yourself off and get up and just goddamn do it again, get back on it. Just all you need to do is just get straight back on it. If you are also doing this journey, you're going to feel this as well. Maybe not all of you, but the majority of people that are giving up a lifetime of cooked food and going cold turkey raw and fruitarian, it's going to take some muscle. It's going to take some spiritual muscle, some mental muscle, especially in a community that nobody shares this lifestyle with me here. I don't know anybody else in this entire region out here, everywhere around me, that is raw. And I find a little bit of inspiration online from long-term raw foodists or people on Instagram that are doing the journey and living the journey. But in these first few weeks and months, there has to be some grace, and there has to be some patience and tolerance, because those are going to keep coming up. And I remember Ann Osborne saying in one of her, I think it was an interview, and I think she was years on the diet at this point, but there was one time where she said she was desiring eggs so bad, and it just went on and on and on and on, these cravings for eggs. And she said something like, had I not had a glass of orange juice or something, I may have submitted and surrendered to this craving and actually ate eggs. This is coming from a long-term fruitarian. So, I'm in week 4. I'm in week 4. I'm done with week 3. I can fuck that off, and and I've learned from my experience. And this is why I'm sharing this, because I want to remember these experiences, and I also want to share this with any of you guys that are wanting to embark on this lifestyle, and just to let you know what? It's okay. It's okay to slip up. It's okay to give in to your cravings. But the main thing is that you just get back straight on it and acknowledge that you've done it. Don't beat yourself up about it like I did. Let bygones be bygones. What's done in the past is the past, and you can't change it. Not unless you're a fully blown master alchemist and you have time travel technology. But what's done is done. put it to bed, move forward. You cannot cry over spilt milk because it's already done. So you just got to let it go. So that's what I did today. Oh, look, I've had a beautiful day. I've had no salt, no avocado. And do you know what? Let me tell you, the difference I have felt since not actually having that in my diet, I noticed the difference immediately when I came on this walk this afternoon. I no longer felt that sluggishness in my legs. I didn't feel that lethargy in my legs. It was easy. It was seamless coming up these big hills. It felt really, really good again. Isn't that amazing how I'm pretty sure if I could put it down, it would be the salt. Maybe the avocado, because I know some people's bodies react differently to different fruits and foods. Avocado is a heavy food. It's still a fruit. And it's a glorious fruit. I love avocado, but to me right now, it's not a safe food for me to eat because I know how it triggers my salt consumption. And so for the time being, I'm going to stay away from it unless I have it with a sweet smoothie, because I always loved mango and avocado together. Oh my God, that is a Moorish smoothie. Avocado and strawberries is delicious. So I think if I eat avocado on a sweet basis instead of having it savory, I should be okay. But I don't want to have it in my diet right now because I feel too good. And I remember now how good I feel just having high raw, low fat fruitarian food, just fruit. So bananas, I'm eating whatever's in season. Bananas, blueberries, what else have I had? I had banana and rock melon smoothies. I've had 2 of those today. I've had 2 big orange juices, freshly squeezed. What else have I had? I think that's about it. But tonight, my savory dish will be just plain tomatoes. And I love that. And I'm content with that because they have a natural saltiness. And if you feel you need a bit of a salt fix, if you have to eat something, eat celery. That's naturally, got good natural sodium. That might help crave your salt fix. But, this journal is about being honest and sharing you with my experience. And my resolve for this way of life, though, is clear. I vow to myself to do this for life, no matter how many times I slip up, and that's it. Because I know how good I feel. And when someone tells me, oh, you need your protein, or, oh, how could you do this? You need to eat cooked food. This is not balanced. Are you kidding me? How could this diet be wrong when I feel so goddamn good? Everything just feels so good on every single level. And to me, I base whatever is right for my body on how I feel on a day-to-day basis. Not what some standard nutritional chart or standard nutritionist is telling me. I'm sorry, I feel way too good to change, the lifestyle choice that I've made for myself. So there you have it. Here we are. I'm going to enjoy this gorgeous view. It'd be nice if it rained, but don't think it's going to happen today. Love you guys.